coffee brewing as the sun peeks through the haze. And birds are chirping, serenading morning's praise. The front porch creaks as dreams fade away. America's awakened to a brand new day. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleeping moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, on just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleeping moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, on just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Tractors rumble, fields coming alive. Big wheels turning where hopes and dreams strive. Laughter echoes down the old dirt road. America's awakened to lighten her load. America's awakened to lighten her load.
Good morning. Good morning. I don't know why the color has messed up, but yeah, apparently, oh, there we go. There's a button on the back. I didn't know about it. Apparently, I must have pushed it. Hope you all are doing well this morning. I gotta make sure. Okay, that's right. Let's see. Native Pride, Troublemaker. Good morning, Georgie. Good morning, Georgie, my bestie. Jeanette, Jessica, and Mismatch Menace. Good morning, all. Who else we got here? We got Dominic in here. Good morning, Dominic. Lady Jen. Yeah, I think I got everybody so far. We're getting people in here. I don't know where my overlay is. There we go. I knew something wasn't right. Now we got someone watching over there on Rumble. Thank you to whoever that is. That's my Veterans Before Illegals cup. This is the one that has the guy so mad that he's writing defamation in Substacks. He edited it. Yeah, I'd called him out on his defamation, and he went through and he did a bunch of edits. What a loser! You know what I don't have to do? I don't think I've ever had to edit any of my articles after I publish them. Ever. You want to know why? This is why good journalists, they write their story multiple times. One of the best advice I ever got for being a better writer, Professor Pinson is out there somewhere, and he was like, no, you will rewrite your article no less than 3 times before you turn it into my class. And he would have us write an article, and he would take it, and at the next class, he'd give it back and be like, now you have to go rewrite it 2 more times and give me those 2. And he would do that with us, and then be like, "Okay, now look at all your stories, and the 3rd draft," he goes, "I guarantee you the 3rd draft is gonna be way better than your 1st draft." And he was right. And when I'm writing things that I really, really care about, I'll do 5 or 6 drafts. I'll rewrite it and rewrite it. I know a lot of people are using things like ChatGPT and AI, and those are really good. They're really good tools to help. Really good tools. They're not the be all end all. You can use that. Say, you can put in there and say, I need an article about these things, and it'll give you a really good first draft. But you still need to rewrite it because Chat GPT and AI, what they do is they go out there and they grab all this stuff and they put it in, and they will give you an okay version. I mean, most times if you put it out there, it'll be okay. But if you want to be a good writer, you're going to have to rewrite it. That is the difference between okay writers, good writers, and great writers. Great writers will rewrite, rewrite, rewrite. So there you go. You want help writing, and writing did not come natural to this guy. I actually did my first 3 years in college as an engineering student because math and physics, um, even chemistry stuff, kind of came naturally to me. I just could do it very easy. It just was like, oh yeah, yeah, it's this. And it's funny because my brother still will call me on FaceTime when my nephew is doing, like he'll be doing work for school and be like, "Hey, can you help him?" And he'll start, like doing some things. I'll be like, "Oh yeah, yeah, it's this." And my nephew's like, "How'd you do that so fast?" And I'm like, "Well," and I forget what the one was, but it was converting numbers like from one thing to another. And I just was doing it super fast. And he was like, "How'd you do that so fast?" And I was like, "Well, I was a logistics officer for a big chunk of my adult life, 17 years." And when you're a logistics officer and you gotta think about these conversion rights, like one porta john can take 19 can sustain 19 Marines for one day, and I have a field op for 5 days of 300 Marines. I can start doing those conversions right there because you do them all the time, and then they just kind of become second nature after you've been doing them for, I would say, what got into you? Hey there, Missy. Hey, I'm talking to you. Crazy dog. She loses her shit. This dog loses her shit if there's a doorbell on the TV. And guess what? There is no doorbell in this house. There was no doorbell in my last house. Now you can talk like normal. You move to your PC. Well, if you want to come on camera, you can. You got the link, Georgie. She came from out of nowhere. What's funny is we were talking the other day, me and Georgie, and I'm going through and I'm compiling all my screenshots from 2023 of John Lynette and all that stuff, and I found some with Georgie in it where Georgie was doing exactly what I was doing, uh, playing nice in Lynette's groups, like playing nice with her and being like, "Oh yeah, what's this Hales guy doing?" And then messaging people, like in the background, like and talk about, "Oh my god, you see what she said to me?" Uh, me, Max Lab, a bunch of us, we were all doing that way back then, and we just thought this was just a crazy woman. We thought Jeremy would go for an injunction, they would get it and just shut the hell up. Ho ho ho! 2 years later, yeah, 2 years later, it's almost it's almost the 2 year anniversary of my Facebook group that I created. It's inactive now, but it's a good repository of all that stuff. But Yeah, I laugh how Georgie just came out of nowhere. That still makes me laugh. Yeah. Oh, she trolled TF out of her. Yeah, I did the same thing. I did the same thing. We were all like a bunch of us were trolling her back then. It was so easy to get her worked up. So easy. Um, I mean, you still can, but she's not a she doesn't have all her Facebook groups. Like that was that was it for her. She was all over those Facebook groups. It was like you realize Facebook is not real life, right? Just how YouTube is not real life. I know a lot of people think it is. Yeah, we were friends 2 years ago and didn't realize it. Yeah, we had DMs and stuff back then. Uh, we had different accounts. That's the other thing. We had different accounts that we used back then. So yeah, that's it's funny. And I was not doing anything on my show at that time. For me, it was just something. It was just trolling I was doing on my Facebook account. And I was like, okay, this is some low hanging fruit. Let me go in and let me go in and see what kind of medication I can put them on. And holy shit! So if you guys don't, if you weren't yesterday, we're doing a contest. I actually got to do a graphic for the contest. We're doing a contest where if you do a meme or a music, like a song or music video about Spawny on Sunday, if you get them, what you do is you get them and you put the Veteran Nation Facebook group. And if you can't post the Veteran Facebook group, send it to me and I'll post it to the group. Because some people also want to do it anonymous, and I totally get that. And I'll post them to the Facebook group. And in a week, we're going to decide, we're going to do a vote, and we're going to decide which one's best. And then whoever has the best meme or song or whatever you want to create about Spawny, we're going to then judge which one's the best. And I will then dedicate some merchandise to the winner of that contest. You know, just monetize your haters. This is not real, man. I haven't a nightmare. Okay. Miss Match Menace says, I have songs ready to go. We got to come up with a name for the contest. Troll the Troll. There we go. Oh, this is going to be a great contest. I got two songs that were sent to me yesterday. But yeah, I will spend next week playing them, and I'll show them on the show. But you got to be a part of the Veteran Nation Facebook group uh, to uh, to be able to vote. Uh, so yeah, if you're not, join it now. We got a week. You'll be able to see all the stuff in there, and yeah, that's that's what we're gonna do. And ever since I did that, like I have gained 20 subscribers. People are loving it. I'm sure. I'm sure those 20 subscribers are his followers. Like I have zero doubts. They're his subscribers, they're his fans just following to see what gets posted. And that's okay. Thank you for the views, thank you for the subs. I am yeah, that it's funny when you get to you do this for a while, you kind of like plateau and you do this, but yeah, they put me on an upward trajectory again. Is Spawny a real person? I don't think he is a veteran. I will say that because I can't put anything out there. I don't want my family. No one gives a shit. He caused Boo Boo to gain too. Nice. So, I think we might have stumbled upon a big money maker. Spawny hate. you know, I'm just looking through the news to see if there's anything here. Uh, Billie Eilish. He's a real person, but fake everything else. uh, yeah, someone sent me a thing. They're like, well, they sent me a message yesterday, and like his name was Kevin, and he was in my chats, and he was like, Yoda wasn't family. I was like, I've never seen any proof of that. And then they posted a screenshot of Yoda saying he wasn't family. Now, here's the thing about that. I don't know where that screenshot came from. I'm not saying it's not real. I'm just saying I don't know where it came from. So I can't verify it. I'd like to be able to verify it. And I asked Anonymous who posted it, hey, are you Kevin? And they wouldn't give me a straight answer. And then they turned off comments. And it's like when you do stuff like that, you want me to acknowledge all these things, right? But when you do stuff like that, it's just showing me I shouldn't believe anything of what you're telling me. Uh, like you have to be a trusted source. You can't just post stuff and then turn off comments. That's going to make me be like, "Oh yeah, you're full of shit." Don't act shady if you want people to believe you. If you want to be credible. America guys, he calls Americans peasants. Let's give them history lessons, which is stupid. It's just stupid calling people peasants. Like it's just going to turn people off from you. He hates being called out for stolen valor. If he hates it so much, simple way to end it is to show proof. If he won't, then he'll continue. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like I've dealt with enough of these stolen valor guys to know like their tactics. They just come up with excuse after excuse as to why they shouldn't, just say, okay, well here's what it is. Excuse me. I don't hate Spawn. I worry about his mental health and pray he gets help. Yeah, me too. I've been saying for a while he needs a therapist. He's in a mental health crisis. But whatever. Israel intercepts Gaza-bound ship. Yeah, here we go. Damn it! Come on. Israel has intercepted a Gaza-bound aid ship carrying Greta Thunberg and other prominent activists, detaining those on board and taking them to Israel. Like, this was all for attention. Oh, we're gonna do all these things. You just need to stop. You just need to stop. Like, here's my whole take on Israel and Palestine. What's going on right now? Palestine is still holding hostages. At no point is the guy holding hostages ever been the good guy. You need hostages and just do a peace deal. There you go. Israel's done peace deals with a lot of their former enemies. Egypt, Jordan, the PLO. So Israel will do them. Jennifer Lopez shockingly exposes her pubic area in extreme ahead of 56th birthday. Gross. Ladies, I don't care how good a shape you are for your age. No one wants to see that. Like, hey grandma, can you put some clothes on and go make us some cookies? There's ICE detentions in Burlington, Vermont. I guarantee it's all Canadians. Yeah, he has to want the help. Well, he's in a mental health crisis now. We're gonna help him along with that. No, no, I can't do it that way. Oh my god, A-Rod looks like such a beta in this photo. Is he wearing lipstick? It looks like he's wearing lipstick. read. Yeah, the defense is going to rest probably by tomorrow, and uh, we could we could have jury deliberations by Thursday and Friday. PLO lost control of Palestine because of the peace talks with Israel, which gave birth to Hamas. Well, Hamas was already there. Hamas was an offshoot of the both Black September and Hezbollah. And PLO today is essentially the Fatah party, who lives in the West Bank and lives essentially in peace with Israel. Israel allows them to have their own governments and stuff like that, and they are on the roadmap to peace. Like, yeah, that they are going to have their own state, and they will probably even have access to Jerusalem. But Hamas does not want a two-state solution. So Hamas will never, they've already said they don't want peace. So all these idiots who are like, oh, free Palestine, free, like Palestine is free, the Fatah party. Hamas is not. I pray for him, but some of us can only be threatened and attacked so much. Yeah, for a month we didn't say a thing about him, and he just won't stop. These mid-game interviews are so stupid. NASCAR used to do that shit, and it's annoying. A stolen valor medal with a ribbon set. Right? He thinks you're not going to like this, Sunshine. He thinks he's doing stuff. He's not. He's boosting my subscribers. That's what he's doing. I'm getting more subscribers out of Spawny hate than anything. You suing Trump administration? Oh, of course. Of course. And here's what's going to happen. There's going to be he's going to go judge shopping. Okay. Now this should be in the Ninth Circuit. But he's going to go judge shopping. We'll see if he goes to another circuit. The Ninth Circuit is not as liberal as it used to be. It's almost 50-50 now. Just because of the people. Like if you want a crazy lefty thing, you got to sue in the Fourth Circuit, which is Boston, or DC Circuit. Like there, they barely have any justices that have been nominated by Republicans. So Newsom is going to go judge shopping. I predict that. He might sue in the Ninth Circuit, but I could also, only because I could see it immediately getting tossed out, even with a lefty judge being like, "Well, you're the governor of California. You got to sue in the Ninth Circuit." But they're going to try to go judge shopping, and if they get a lefty judge, that judge will put an injunction. It will immediately go up to the Court of Appeals, because whenever the administration can fast track that, and it's going to go up to the Court of Appeals and to the Supreme Court, and one of those is going to overturn it, and that'll be the end of it. Like eventually he'll lose this lawsuit because it is ridiculous. If he doesn't lose the lawsuit, it'll get overturned. You seeing that? Thank you for the $5, Dwayne.
I like money.
Skipper says YouTube not real, so my money is not real either, Skipper. Yep. See, Spawn Hate is even making me money. I love it. Thank you, Dwayne. Thank you so much. Treasury supply crowding out other credit types. Yeah. Well, that's a lot of the stuff they did before. Why is the West cheering the Russian power? They did this, and everyone was like, "Oh, Ukraine!" And then 4 hours later, Russia bombs the shit out of Kiev, and they're like, "What the hell? These are war crimes!" And it's like, it's a response to what you guys just did. Like, Ukraine has lost that war. I am not seeing enough positive stuff for Ukraine to win that war, and they need a lot of positive stuff. I'm just not seeing it. He's attacked me on Facebook. He continues to misgender me. It's so funny that I've really screwed him over. Well, just make a meme about him. Make a video, and yeah, we'll make money off him. Which cancer is this? Is this Heroes Chris? Lady Jen, is this Heroes Chris? Or is it someone else's? That's the other thing. They keep coming after me over the fundraisers. They did fundraisers. They did. They helped Eric raise $3,000. That goes against YouTube's terms of service. Did you know that? And was tax money ever paid on that? Because here's one thing I can tell you about Eric. Eric is all about the money. And Eric has been grifting for years. Him and his wife, it's like a John Lynette situation. They go from town to town and they grift, and they lost their daughter because they did not have a healthy living situation. But yet what were they raising money for Eric? A scooter. And also Starlink. And he lost his kid. Rather than trying to get like a stable home for their kid. But yet, where's the tax money for all that money they raised? Can they answer that for us? Who paid the taxes? Ooh. All right. Hey, post the songs in the Veteran Nation group. If they aren't monetized, they can't do a fundraiser. Well, no, they are pushing fundraisers. They are pushing fundraisers. And here's the thing. When I push a fundraiser, I'm a 501c3. I can do that legally. Like literally, that's what the nonprofit is for. And that is why I don't profit off those. Are they profiting? I think there should be some type of accounting. Where's the accountability on that? Where was the audit done? Did Eric just take that money and run? Eric's monetized. Why does Eric could work, but he claims he's disabled, but he's not on any disability. And he won't do the stuff to get on VA disability. I tried to help him. And what was he didn't want me to go to Senator Cruz's office, which I did. He just wanted money. And if I need to, if they want to keep pushing my fundraisers, I will go through that and show how they got duped by a grifter. I 100% will, if they want to keep it up. Yeah, Spawn Trooper told you he raised over $3,000 for Eric. I gave $175 to that. I feel scammed because they took all that money for a scooter, and then Eric had his kid taken away. So what was done with that money? You want to play like I said, you want to play these games? I'll play these games. Because I was smart enough to go get my 501c3 paperwork done years ago. And guess what? I know Anthony J. Clark is like, they formed in 2022 or 2022 and they didn't file. You don't have to file if you don't take in money. Show me a fundraiser I did in 2022. If you're not taking in money, you don't have to file with the IRS. You only have to file with the IRS if you take in money. The normal baseball league are copying from Banana Ball, who do those games. Banana Ball's stupid. I've seen that. I'm just like, that is so stupid. Like, they're trying to make baseball more watchable. It's just annoying. Like, Former victim pardoned by President Trump reveals disturbing secrets of legal brothel. Let's go into this. I'm interested. I'm always interested. I find this stuff interesting. Um, Re- Rebecca Becca Charleston, who now advocates for sex trafficking survivors, speaking out in docuseries Secrets of the Bunny Ranch. Okay. While the TV show Cat House might have made it look glamorous on the side where you drive out, it's a double wide trailer in the middle of nowhere. It's a literal compound you're entering into. I knew that was true. I didn't think that was anything but double wides. It's strange. No one was allowed to have a car there. Nobody ever left their workplace. We were forced to sleep in the same rooms where we were serving customers all day long. We'd get to change the sheets, but we would sleep in those same rooms. That's not a job like any. It was a bedroom. You have to turn it into a video like I did to upload it to Veteran Nation. Stop. I hate when they automatic playing stuff. That is the most annoying thing. I once helped a guy with a website and he wouldn't turn the automatic player off. And I was like, you're not going to get traffic to your site when these things automatically play. They're annoying. And he's like, well, I need ad revenue. And I'm like, no, I get that. But there's other ways to get revenue. No one was allowed to have a car there. That's a little bit weird. But the bedroom thing, the 6-part docuseries, and it's explores a sex destination and its charismatic owner Dennis Hoff, a self-proclaimed pimp who died in 2018 at age 72. Features never before seen footage, personal photos, never before heard interviews. I want to go up there because his girlfriend, Air Force Amy, she owns it. She's actually trying to sell it. Her and I have talked. She's an Air Force veteran. I would love to interview her. I think it's interesting. As the documentary series Secrets of the Bunny Ranch has not yet aired, we have not been provided with an advance copy. It would be premature to address any specific allegations without first reviewing the actual content and claims being made. A spokesperson for the Moonlight Bunny Ranch told Fox News Digital. That said, we note that allegations against Mr. Huff are not new. During his lifetime, Mr. Huff publicly addressed and denied similar accusations through official statements and media responses, including detailed rebuttals available on his website. I find it particularly concerning these matters are being revisited now, and Mr. Huff is no longer alive to personally respond or defend himself against the claims. The statement continued. The timing raises serious questions about fairness, as the accused party cannot provide their perspective or defense. The only thing I can think of about the cars is if you're providing this location, you will get these people who then are like, "Oh, hey, I'll meet you off site. We'll do stuff in my car." And that way, you can take part of the cut. That's the only thing I can see about them not wanting the cars. And, that makes sense as a business. It also makes sense from a safety aspect. Um, Charleston is a troubled teen running away at the age of 18. You see that with a lot of these sex workers. A lot of them are troubled teens. Dennis got elected to state senate after his death. Nevada as well. Yeah, yeah. I personally think there should be every city should have like a red light district, and there should be like regulations and stuff on it, like stuff's legalized. Absolutely, it should be a zoning thing. Um, you know, but I never believe that what's it that just banning things is rarely ever a good time or a good deal. But I'm also not one of these people who's like everybody should be able to use heroin. Like like I've got no problem with marijuana being legalized. I even don't have a problem if you legalize mushrooms. But yes, things that you can OD on absolutely need regulation. Because I know that's where we're going to go next with this. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that story. Can I do something for you? What? Lay down. You're about 30 minutes away from the ranch? Yeah, I've considered going up there and doing some interviews. What do you feel about the National Guard being deployed for the protests? It all depends on what their mission's going to be. I know TC's like, no, they shouldn't be there. Um, there's legal things that they can do. People are saying that they're going to be doing law enforcement. Well, they can do law enforcement roles for for protection of certain things like federal property. And I've got no problem with that. That's what the National Guard is there for. It's also what the Marines are there for. And, Pete Hegseth said he's put 500 Marines on alert, some from right here in 29 Palms. And it all depends on what roles they're going to be given. What do you think of the current suit targeting Tug, Megan, Jeremy from Legally Lips? Also, they're threatened more lawsuits. I mean, eventually what these people are going to do are anti-SLAPP. And what anti-SLAPP does, there's a hearing held on the merits of the case. And if she can't provide enough stuff showing that she can succeed on the merits, then it immediately goes into damages for the people that the lawsuits are against, Tug, Megan, Jeremy. And they will get money. Those are monetary damages. So that once it starts hurting people's pocketbooks, they'll knock it off with all the frivolous lawsuits. Florida also has a law about frivolous lawsuits, which they could absolutely go against John Lynette over currently. And that's the countersuit. We have on Thursday, there's another hearing in the federal case. And then a week from Wednesday is the state hearings in the two cases, the thumbnail case and the trespassing case. And do you have water cannons? Oh yeah, they've got water cannons. Excuse me, but I find rubber bullets are much more effective. Rubber bullets and tear gas, because they do less damage. Water cannons can do some significant damage if they're close enough. She's filing the suit in the wrong courts because she's reaching. Oh yeah. That'll be part of like Jeremy's thing is, hey, this is you know I don't want to get too much. I don't want to go against Randy Shockett's strategy. I just would be taking a different strategy, is what I would say, based on what I know. No, I'm not a lawyer. Okay, I'm not going to say he's wrong. I'm not going to say I'm right. The way I've seen other lawyers tackle this, much different. China automatically deploy water cans with colored dye in them, which enables them to mark and arrest the protesters. I mean, that's smart. There's things they can do. I don't know if the military would do that. Maybe if they're attacking a federal building. Again, it all goes down to when the military gets called up, they're given certain missions. And yeah, those missions. What the fuck is this? Jesus. She's getting fat. Did you guys know this? Notice that? She's living high on the hog. She's getting fat. Secret lawyer. Well, I mean, they can say secret lawyer for now. When you get to court, you can't have secret lawyers. It's illegal. Illegal to do. And if you want to play that game with judges and stuff, I mean, go right ahead. Tactics like that usually backfire. And you've already seen it. Look at the tactics that Bubbles was doing. Oh, we're going to get this dismissed, and then we're going to do a counter lawsuit. How'd that work out? But yeah, you see a lot of this craziness. Oh my god, these clothes are ugly as shit. Ladies, don't wear this. First off, the high-waisted stuff really looks stupid to begin with. But Jesus, look at the look. Oh, ugh. Yeah, I I would not like any woman that I'm dating if she's wearing stuff like that. I'm gonna be like, sorry, no. We need kid shirts. Um, what kind of kid shirts? Mine, my nieces and nephews have the Veteran Nation hoodie, and they got small versions of it. They love it. I did send some Veteran Nation coffee mugs to the Pentagon for Secretary Hegseth. I'm sure he gave them away. That's what you do when you're in that. You get stuff sent, you give it away. I don't care. Um, and if he gave it, I hope he gave it to a young soldier. Just the Veteran Nation logo. I can go on there and see. I don't think they have a whole lot. And this show isn't really kids directed, so I'm not going to do too much if I do anything. Yeah, Secret Lawyer is going to blow everyone's mind. I didn't watch all of Jeremy and George last night. I actually got a phone call, had to go help out a friend. But yeah, the stuff I did watch, it was pretty good. I don't think it's going to blow anyone's mind. It's another one of these things that they try to hype up that just falls flat on their face. Why are they doing stories about the girlfriend? She's not bad looking. That's I was asked to do a sports show, and they were like, will you do that?" I'm like, "The problem is, like, I watch sports, but I'm not like a sports bro, you know what I mean?" I go, "But I would love to, like, just do stories and be like, hey, we're gonna rate the wives. We're gonna rate the wives of the NFL players or the NBA like that." Stuff like that I find hilarious. Like, I know everyone talks about Patrick Mahomes. I love more the stories about his brother and his wife. Like, those two are so much cringe. It is so I have fun talking about that. I just don't get women who want a UFC fight. Just don't get it. Like, there are certain things, like, if you're an Olympic athlete, you most likely have some type of mental thing off. Uh, because you're dedicating, like, you're putting your life on hold to train and train and train. So for most of them, there's a little bit something off. Um, but when you're a woman, like, who wants to fight, I mean, I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm not saying I'm not gonna, enjoy it and watch it, that type of thing. It just the mentality behind it. Skipper wants Taylor Swift. I'm not a big Taylor Swift fan. No, she's never done it for me. Like, she is very mid, very mid. Like, her face, her body, she's skinny. That's about the only thing, like, I find attractive about her. She's skinny. Have you ever seen the bare knuckle fighting? Yeah, I've seen it. Like, again, just kind of dumb and weird to me. Uh, So a lot of the things people are saying about the big beautiful bill are just lies. Like a lot of people don't understand. Like Social Security is not in this bill. Okay, I hope you guys all realize that. This is essentially, yeah, uh, it's not a reconciliation bill. It kind of is, uh, but it's like an omnibus. So under those rules, only certain things can be in there. Now, uh, mandatory spending is not in there. Social Security is mandatory spending. Medicare is in there. Medicaid is not. So yeah, or I'm sorry, I have those flipped. Medicaid is in there. Medicare is not. Again, Medicare is mandatory spending. Veterans disability, mandatory spending, not in this bill. So a lot of these things that people are fighting over, it's like, well, you should be doing this and be doing this. It's like that's not in this bill. It can't be in this bill. And if you put it in this bill, then it can be what's the term? Uh filibustered. So you need 60 votes, not 50 in the Senate. And that's why they've written this thing the way that it is. And the other thing is everyone's talking, well, it's going to add 3 trillion to the deficit. That's okay. The Congressional Budget Office is assuming there will be no increase in revenue. They're actually saying that revenue is going to go down because of this bill, because of the tax cuts. But what do we see every time there's tax cuts? We generally see revenue go up because businesses start spending money. And businesses will spend the money if the profits are going to outweigh the amount of taxes. And if not, if profits are here and the taxes are here, they're not going to spend the money. But once the profits get here, yeah, they're going to spend the money because at the end of the day, it's more money on your balance sheet, and you see that when we do tax cuts. And so the CBO is assuming that there won't be an increase in revenue. I think they're wrong. I've seen it before of the CBO saying these things, and they've been wrong before. Now they do acknowledge that there are cuts to spending, but the whole we're adding debt is just based upon that. Well, what if the CBO is wrong? Then we're not adding debt at all, and we've actually lowered the debt. Tug is going through his options as well, talking to YouTube. As he mentioned in his stream yesterday, he's also not ruling out hiring a lawyer to go after him. Yeah. Yeah, I'm like 2 hours from LA, so I'll be fine. The closest any of this stuff ever comes, you get all these hippies that live in Joshua Tree they're all LA transplants. They used to live in LA and came out here, and there's one corner where they will do their little protests and no one gives a shit about them. You want to know why? Because people out here are trying to survive. That's why, when people move out here, I'm like, look, everyone out here, unless if you're tied to the base or maybe one of the few other places that pays well, most people out here are trying to survive. So yeah, you could have the best friend in the world, they will steal your shit because they're trying to survive. So you just have to know that and be cognizant of it. 2 people were shot and killed on a busy sidewalk on the Lost Strip on Sunday night. Yep. That happens. I do still feel safer on the Strip. Where was this? Paris. I do feel safer on the Strip, but the thing is, like, Vegas has a pendulum, and it goes back and forth between being corporate and not being corporate. Right now, I can tell you, having been up there recently, it's very corporate. So, yeah, they're gonna keep doing stuff, and people are already talking about, well, the tourism's starting to go down. Well, it's because they went corporate and they went and tried to maximize their profits, so they cut security staff, and they're not doing the deals that they used to do. And once it starts hitting in their profits, it's going to swing back the other way. They're going to, we need to get families, and we got to do deals, and we got to hire more security. And yeah, that's what happens with Vegas. I wish Congress would just focus on cutting costs in food and gas, among other things. A lot of that is inflation. and it's not really Congress. Inflation is controlled by the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is a conglomeration of U.S. banks. Okay, it's all the banks, they get together, and the only thing the government really does is the president nominates whoever's going to be the president of the chair of the Federal Reserve, right? And the banks determine how much money they're going to print. All these people were saying, oh, the tariffs are going to cause inflation, have no clue how inflation works. Here's how inflation works. You print more money, the value goes down. You print less money, the value goes up. That's it. That is how you control inflation right there. And that's also tied to your interest rates. But yeah, the Federal Reserve is holding off on lowering interest rates. When they lower interest rates, what's going to happen is you're going to, like, inflation's already going down. We need to keep seeing inflation going down because it was high for so long. They'll be able to lower those rates, and inflation will go up slightly, but what that'll do is allow more money out there for people to buy houses, for companies to get loans and expand their capital, and that competition will drive prices down. The combination of the competition and inflation. But it's not really Congress. Congress can do some things, but not a ton of things. If they came up with the increased deficit by assuming that previous tax law will not be renewed. Juice is being roasted in the hate group. He chose to comment on Megan's post attack. That is the dumbest lawyer ever, like doing shit like that, especially when you're in a lawsuit. That can be used against him. Oh, the shooter was hunting another YouTuber, which is stupid. People just, so many of these young people today just can't deal with their feelings. No. Okay. So in fuel and grocery cost, I saw a temporary reduction. The problem here is I'm in California. California immediately did a, was it 60-cent gas tax because gas prices were going down. That's how this state operates. This state is driving people out of it. Maximum, I have about 3 years left in California. And it's probably going to be less than that. In fact, if I get a van for Veteran Nation, I might just live in the van and take this show on the road. I've got my trailer. I could hook it up to a van and just go. Vegas, unfortunately, nickels and dimes the average visitor these days. Years ago, if you go downtown, there's still some really great deals. The off-strip places are doing amazing deals right now. It's the strip that's nickel and diming people. Yeah, I paid $12 for a beer on the strip, and yeah, it's just ridiculous. That's why now again, eventually the pendulum goes back and forth. When I went there, I also took my own beer, so I wasn't buying a lot of alcohol in Vegas, and they did that to themselves. I'm gonna have to get going, guys. I'm looking at the time here. Thank you guys so much for being here. Wow, we got a bunch of people. Whoa, bunch of people over on X. Thank you so much, all of you here. That is amazing, and you guys are helping me. I'm already over 40,000 impressions for today, so today's going to be a big day on X for me. It's regionally cost related. It's by state. It's by state. Yep. And yeah, I'll be moving out of California. Whether or not, like, short term, I might get into Arizona, but I am looking long term at Nevada, just because Nevada has no income tax. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna get going. Thank you so much for being here, and as always, thank you for being worth serving.
coffee brewing as the sun peeks through the haze. Birds are chirping, serenading morning's praise. Front porch creaks as dreams fade away. America's awakened to a brand new day. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Loose print smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, want just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, want just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Tractors rumble, fields coming alive. Big wheels turning where hopes and dreams strive. Laughter echoes down the old dirt road. America's awakened to lighten her load. America's awakened to lighten her load.